Hi everyone. I'm going to help you get those cams inside the box, get holes in the box, and animate it so we can get them spinning like cams are meant to do. Anyway, many of you have done the box. Most of you, I dare say, have done the box assembly, and it looks something like this. I changed the colors around for reasons you'll see. Well, to help me, assemble it more easily, but also for reasons you'll see in a sec when we put the cams in. And if you don't have a box or cams because you missed those assignments, well, I don't want to double or triple penalize you. So just hang on for a minute. This video is for those who do have the box and the cams. It's going to be a short video. I'm just going to import the cams into this folder, into this assembly, and put some holes in the sides. And then we'll go on to the video where we'll all pick it up at the same spot, whether you've done it or not. Okay, and more on that in a minute. But basically, here's our box, and we want to put a hole in the center of this and the center of here to put an axle through it, a camshaft really, and we want to put a couple holes on the top too, so the pusher rods can go up and down as the cams rotate. So the first thing to do, is this: the top and the bottom are the same piece, and so when I put holes. You'll see. So let's fix it as we go. All right. So top and the bottom. I'm going to go take care of this, and I'm going to look right at the top of this thing, and I'm going to use construction lines here. I'm going to sketch on the face of this, and I'm going to choose my line tool and toggle it to construction. Now the midpoint will light up when I get there. There it is. I'm going to draw straight across, horizontal line, click, and hit escape to get out of that tool. I'm going to put two holes in this thing right on that line. And I think I'm going to, this is 5 inches across. I think I'll put them in 1.5 inches in and 1.5 inches in from each edge. And these are meant to let a 1/4 inch dowel travel freely through them. So let's go to like 0.26 or 0.27 inches, just a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch. So 0.27 should suffice. And I'll do another one of those right over here. Doesn't matter where yet. We'll move them in a sec. 0.27. Boom, got the sizes right. Let's go to our dimension tool, zoom in a little bit so we don't make mistakes, and I'm just going to go 1.5 inches here to here. Right, 1.5. 1.5 inches from there to there. Do the same thing on the other side. That's an easy number to remember, and it looks good here. So 1.5. 1.5 on each. Boom. So I've got the drawings there, and let's go in and choose them. And extrude them, remove the material, and I've got two holes. Okay, now those will propagate right to the assembly. Look at that. Look at that. So, you can leave it like that if you don't mind holes in the bottom. I don't know why I don't want holes in the bottom, but I don't. So I'm going to just choose that piece right there, and I'm going to hit delete, and it went away. Now that might cause some issues with my constraints here in a minute, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to go top and bottom, and I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate top and bottom, copy one, and I'm just going to rename it as bottom. And I'm going to edit that extrusion. I'm going to remove it, delete, and I'm going to delete sketch 2, delete, and there. Now I've got a bottom without holes in it. Going back to my assembly, I'm going to insert the bottom right there, and I'm going to plane constrain it on there real fast. Here's my plane constraint. I want that to be in the same plane as that. Solve it. I want, see some other constraints came undone when I took that bottom out of there. This might be more trouble than it's worth, but I'm doing it anyway. That's constrained to there, and it's pretty easy anyway. That to there. And I think when I remove that bottom, I remove some other constraints by mistake. That I will constrain to, oh, that's not quite right now, is it? Nope, I want to undo that one. So back out of there. Let me see. I'm going to try that again. Turn on my plane constraint. I don't want to do that. I want to do here to there. And let's see what still is unconstrained. Oh, the whole thing back here. So we'll constrain that to that plane. And then we got the garage door thing going on here. Oh, and that's loose too. Definitely more trouble than it's worth. But I just don't want little holes in the bottom for aesthetic reasons. Boom. That one. Where am I at here? We good? Nope, not quite. And that to there. And hopefully not much left here. This one to here. See if we're all constrained out again. Yeah, it looks good now. All right, so nothing's moving. Okay, so the reason I did that is I just didn't want the holes in the top and the bottom. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I did. Okay, so we're done. Now I've got some holes in the top, and I'm going to go to the sides too. I'm going to go to the side, and I'm going to look right at it. Whatever plane you drew it in, look right at it. Sketch on that surface with a construction line. Toggle on the construction line. And let's go from corner to corner here. And escape and construction line again. Corner to corner. And so now we know where the center is, right? So there's the center. Those are just construction lines to help us place things. And what I'm going to place, I guess I should have stayed in Sketch 2. I'm going to stay in Sketch 2 here and grab that circle tool, draw a 0.27 inch circle, just bigger than a quarter inch, 7/100ths of an inch bigger than a quarter inch. And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to choose it and remove the material. And so now I've got a hole in my side, which is dead center. And if I go back to my assembly, that will have propagated. Now, let's see here. So we've got a box, and I've got holes for a camshaft, and I've got holes for a pusher rod. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go back to Onshape, and we are going to go into the cams we drew. All right, so you drew some cams. And let's go ahead and right-click on this and export this file as a step file. Bunch of options here, step file, and hit OK. That'll go to your downloads folder. All right, so here it is, my downloads folder. And what I'm going to go now do is go back to my box assembly. That's what I'm working on, the box assembly. And I am going to go down here to the plus symbol, and I'm going to import what? My downloads folder. That was the cams right there. I did not rename them as something like cams. I should have. But Part Studio 1, those are my cams. I'm going to import them. And I'm just going to hit OK and get rid of these messages and click on CAD imports. And there they are right there. All right, let's just double check. Oops. Back to here. Sorry. Back to my box assembly. Copy. Back to my home. Oh, here, there. Part Studio 1 is right here. So now the cams are in the same project as the box assembly. I've got cams in here too. I'll rename those so I don't get lost here. Cams. Now I'm going to insert into this assembly. Notice I'm in the assembly. I'm going to insert the cams. But I don't want that big round one. I just want the pear cam, but that's okay. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it a second time. So I've got 2 of each, and I'm going to say that's great. And I'm going to choose that one and hit delete. And I'm going to choose this one and hit delete. So now I've got 2 cams into my assembly. And this is where I'm going to stop this video, because I'm going to put this file right here into Schoology in case somebody hasn't done the box or the cams. Again, I don't want you to have have not have the option to do this project because you didn't do previous projects, right? So I'm going to stop this video now, and we're going to pick it up right here in just a minute. If you have done this, if you've gone this far, please go on to the next video.